So what I want to tell you is that for this middle card, the way I do my readings is that the middle card is my energy throughout the entire reading. So I do my readings a little bit different. All the tarot readers do them different. So what I want to say is that the biggest message for you guys for the month of June is I feel like there's answers that you're looking for and you're seeking, and I feel like you're going to find them. One of the messages that I do want to put through is that when I see this card here, I'm sorry guys for moving the camera. When I see this card right here, I feel like what the problem is that for those of you who are single, I'm going to start off with the single because a lot of the people are like, every time I watch your videos, sometimes it doesn't include anything about singles, but I just tell you what I see and what is in the deck. So if nothing comes up at that time, I just read you what I see. So I got something for the singles. So I'm going to start first with the singles and then I'll get into the people who are in a relationship. Okay, so for those of you who are single, I feel like what this is trying to tell me is that a lot of you guys have a past and you guys have been hurt, and I kind of feel like you've learned to live with that hurt, and I feel like you just continue to move forward, and you come off as aloof, I want to say. Aloof, detached, prudent. I feel like since the sorrow that you've been through and whatever pain you've been through in the past, it kind of molded you. It molded you to a more wiser person. But at the same time, I feel like because of the aloofness and because of the detachment, that could be one of the reasons why you'll be single, or that could be one of the reasons why it's hard for you to find a new love. I feel like it's not more of, other issues. I feel like it has more to do with who you are as a person. I feel like even if somebody was to come and confess their love to you, I still feel like although you are listening to them, you're not going to believe them because I feel like you're so strong, and it's like you have your heart guarded, and it's hard for you to let someone in, or for someone to love you, or for someone to accept you for who you are. If there's any type of insecurities, I feel like that's another reason why. I also feel like possibly those of you who are Libras, that's an air sign, so I feel like a lot of you guys might have dealt with somebody in the past that was an air sign, and I feel like that air sign that you dealt with, they could have been old in body but young at heart. Maybe they carried a lot of characteristics that were like young. Maybe they acted like a childlike, although they were older in age, but their personality and their characteristics was young. I feel like they're more of a person that was like an explorer, and they were looking to have fun, and you were more of a serious person. I don't want to say like you're boring, but I want to say like you were more serious. You were an adult. You were the age that you were supposed to be. And I feel like there was some type of hurt in that past. Maybe lies, slander. I feel like you're guarded. You have like this shell, like this shield over you. And it's like you came such a long way and working. I feel like these are for the Libras that are alone. I feel like a lot of you guys are alone. Like you're not in a relationship, but you possibly could be in a relationship, but it's not like a relationship. I feel like you've learned how to live on your own and be by yourself. So you don't expect much from anybody. You don't expect much from, the people that you're dating, or if you possibly like somebody, or the people around you. I feel like you were left to like kind of fend for yourself. And at the same time, it was kind of like, it made you stronger. It made you grow as a person, but it also made you a little aloof, prudent, detached. I feel like you're not in tune so much with your emotional area. Maybe you might ignore how you feel emotionally and you just continue on your day-to-day scene. I feel like it's like, you can have the right person in front of you, but at the same time, I still feel like although the person is the right person in front of you, I still feel like you won't open up. You just have this shield, and it's going to be hard to break if you don't try to let loose a little bit. Try not to control every situation, because I feel like a lot of you guys, when it comes to that scenario, those of you who are single, you want to control the situation. Like you want things to happen the way they happen. I feel like even maybe your personality is kind of like old-fashioned-ish. I want to say. Beliefs and traditions are a little bit old-fashioned. Everybody has their own traditions and beliefs, but I feel like yours is a little bit more like you want control over what's the next person you're going to date or who you're going to be with, okay? I also feel like there's another person that's coming through from the past. The one that, I feel like I said before, it's an air sign that you've dealt with. I feel like that person didn't act their age. They were very immature. So it's kind of like, I feel like they want to re-enter your life, but at the same time, it's kind of hard for them to re-enter it because you're not looking past them. So if you look at these cards, you got the Sword, Queen of Swords, and then the Page of Swords. So as I look at this, it's on the top like this. I feel like this person's looking at you and you're looking this way. I mean, you're seeing them, but you don't believe what they have to say because I don't feel like they were honest from the beginning. So I feel like this was somebody you dealt with in the past. And I feel like, you know, both of you are both air signs, but at the same time, you are the more mature one. You are the one that's, you're not really listening to your feelings. You ignore them. You don't really care you're not really in tune with your feelings or your emotions. So whatever they're trying to tell you, it's like it goes through one ear and it comes out the other. Okay. And then for those of you who are single, I feel like there's a new love entering your life. The Knight of Pentacles. This can possibly be an earth sign. I feel like there's, someone entering your life. This could be a business person. I feel like maybe you could meet it at work or at school. This is an honest love. There's a start of something new. It's an opportunity to start something new with someone. So there's two energies in the reading. And I feel like you got an air sign, and then you also have the Knight of Pentacles, which is an earth sign, okay? Although that, I feel like with this person, you could start something new with them. There's a beginning of something. There's an offer of something. So I feel like those of you Libras who are looking for new love, you have the ability to meet new love. I do want to say a new offer is coming your way. Okay, try not to be so detached, okay? Because that person that's coming your way, they're an honest lover. I feel like a lot of you guys have dealt with people who were not honest, and it's kind of hard for you to trust. But my biggest message for you is to try to open up a little bit more. Possibly the person might not be what you're used to, but you kind of have to make that decision that it's like, kind of like saying either you're going to deal with somebody that has everything you want, or you're going to deal with somebody that doesn't have everything you want, but really does care about you. Okay, so I'm going to pull out some clarity cards. Those are for my single people. So I'm going to start with the single, and then I'll end with, okay. So with the page of swords, I'm sorry guys, I'm a little tongue-tied. Okay, so with the Page of Swords, somebody walked away. I feel like at some point somebody walked away to look for a deeper meaning. I also feel like possibly in the past, the person that you've dealt with, they walked away and looked for a deeper meaning, okay? Possibly they could have walked away from you for another relationship, or you didn't satisfy that person emotionally, so they tend to wander out of the relationship, okay? I feel like with them, they could have their energy is very scattered, okay? It wasn't promising. It wasn't exactly what you wanted. I don't feel like they were completely honest with you either. Possibly they could have dated multiple people or talked to multiple people. I feel like their actions of what they did in the past, I know that it hurt you, but at the same time, it doesn't determine our future, okay? Another thing I do want to tell you is that I feel like that person, it came to a point where that person actually is learning their lesson. That now they see different, and I feel like now there's an option, okay? There's an option that's coming your way. And I feel like what happened with this person that walked away on you, I feel like what happened was that they had other options, and they had to make a suggestion, okay? And they weren't like looking at you clearly and seeing their consequences of their actions, and they kind of just drifted away because they were dragged in different directions. Now, another thing I do want to say too is with you, for those of you who are dealing with somebody from the past, another air sign, I feel like you're going to have an offer. Maybe that person might come back and want to tell you that they're sorry, or want to start from where it finished. just start back up. You know what I mean? And they're going to want to offer you something. I feel like they might offer you something out of the blue, or they might tell you, they want to talk to you about what happened in the past, or, you know, try to tell you that maybe you can work it out now. But I feel like you're going to ignore the situation because you're going to be too busy looking forward. Okay. So this is how I see you looking this way, and they're looking at you, but you're looking beyond them. You're not looking anywhere near them. You're going to have the option to really think about it. Maybe I feel like it could even cross your mind at some point if you wanted to get back with them. You might even think about it at some point, but I don't feel like you will get back with them. I just feel like, you know, you're very detached. You have to really work on yourself emotionally, and figure out what it is that you want, okay? Although a lot of you, I feel like a lot of you guys have been hurt in your past. Some of you guys might be going through some type of separation or breakup for the month of June. I feel like maybe somebody is moving out, or somebody got kicked out due to financial instabilities. I feel like financial, June is not a good month to be spending, so take care of your spending. Don't overspend too much, because I feel like people are struggling for the month of June as far as like financial goes. Okay, another message for you guys too, do some soul searching. Maybe some of you guys might have to go back to school, learn a new skill. Figure out what it is that you really want, because I feel like you need to take some time out to really figure it out. I feel like a lot of you guys want to find love, but at the same time, it's like you isolate yourself. You don't go out. You stay home. You're really like one of those people that are like one of those, you know, dreaming about all the what ifs, but nothing's really happening because there isn't any movement. So you have to try yourself. You can't just sit at home and say, I want to meet the guy in my dreams, and you're never going to meet them because you don't go outside. Okay, or try an online website or something. A lot of people do that stuff nowadays, where you meet the guy in your dreams online. So try something like that so you won't stay alone. Somebody get some more clarity on the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so the Knight of Pentacles, I feel like it's going to restore harmony. It's going to bring you happiness. It's going to be a renewal of communications of some kind. I feel like it's going to be a good time, okay? So if you wanted to meet somebody and you want to know if that person is good for you, the answer is yes. You have the wish cards. So I feel like you'll have a good time. Family, friends, everybody will like that person. A lot of the people might get along with that person. Another thing too I want to say is I feel like this new person coming in might like to go out, might like to have fun, might be a family person, okay? And what you're used to is not exactly that type of person. So that's why the reason why I feel like they're kind of different than you. Different than what you guys are, or how you guys are. I'm sorry. Now, for those of you who are in a relationship coming out of it, okay? I feel like there was some betrayal, lies, slander. I feel like you're at the point in time where it's like you're holding on a thread. You've been hurt so much that it's like sometimes you might even ask yourself, you don't know how you're doing it, how you're continuing to move on. I still feel like a lot of you guys are strong and are going to persevere. So regardless of whatever you feel like you're hanging on a limb, on the last thread, you're not sure, but you're still hanging on and you're still fighting. If you want any questions or answers to your questions, you will receive them. I feel like there's a message of some kind that is coming your way. Maybe, like I said before, I feel like there's some type of separation or something due to, insecurity. There's no money. Don't spend too much money for the month of June either. Another thing I want to say is maybe somebody around you in your area, or you as well, might be going on a trip of some kind. It could be by an airplane. I feel like a lot of you guys might be traveling for the month of June. That message that's coming, I feel like it's going to be due to an offer of some kind. So don't be so quick to push it away. Really weigh your options, Libra. Really weigh your options, because sometimes you tend to push things away when it doesn't seem like it's right for you. There will be justice, okay? So for those of you who got thrown out in the cold, separation of some kind with somebody, I feel like this is the Justice card. This is the Libra card in our deck. There is going to be whoever it is that walked away from you, whatever happened as far as like the situation and you and that person, the separation, divorce, everything's going to go in your favor. I feel like for those of you who are waiting for reconciliation, there is going to be one. That person that's coming back, I feel like it's going to be a time where you're going to say, you know what? How could you expect me to feel a certain way when you hurt me? Sometimes things are karmatic, so whatever goes around comes around. Just keep that in mind, but there will be justice, okay? Just rest assured. Just make sure that where you're at right now is where you want to be. I feel like this is the card for manifestation. So if you guys are looking to manifest something as far as like, job or career or relationship, you have the ability to do so. Just figure out what it is that you want. For you Libras who are very detached and prudent, not really in tune with their emotions, figure out what it is that you want so that you can receive it. And if you want something, you have to get up and go for it. That's one of my messages. I feel like you guys need to hear that. So, when you get these offers or you have these offers on the table, try not to just push the offer away and not really consider it, because I feel like our past is our past, but at the same time, it doesn't mold us. It doesn't make who we are. People make mistakes, and life is about trial and error. So hopefully you guys enjoyed my reading, guys.